Пострелять часочек. Обычная. Сложность, сложность обычная. А там, может быть, нужно было бы среднюю выбрать, ну ладно. Начну с обычной. Easy boy. Пропусти, да. Пробил. Enter. Короче, ясно. В общем, прибыл в город.
It was about 30 years ago.
Это было давно.
Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs.
Да. Пробил, чтобы продолжить. Пробил.
I threw in with the kid because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you why I want that sumbitch dead, let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Funny, haha?
No, Steve. The other kind of funny.
Понятно. В общем, найти кого-то. Ну, сарай, здесь больше ничего нет, кроме этого сарая. Я думаю, стоит искать в этом сарае. Никого. Никого нет. Тазик есть. Тазики, коровки. Здравствуйте. Симпатично, ничего. Здесь ничего. О, корова есть. Так, что так медленно иду. А, встать. Я присел. Хорошо, нажать. О. Или что нажать? Ладно.
I knew those two morons would never let me through.
О,
I had no choice.
Опа. Плохиши? Да, он красный.
Hell, shoot that sumbitch!
Нормально.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse? Oh yeah. I heard the shots and I knew I had to move fast.
Так,
Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead.
Перезарядочка.
Fire at will! Spread out, God. They're coming from the rear! I decided to help Billy and the boys out. So that's just what I did. Stay on it! Covering fire!
На себе. Лей, сколько.
As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kid's apprehension, Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
Где он? Все? Не, что-то есть он. где-то непонятно где. Иди, злодюга. Ясно, это, короче, было замедление. Я его профукал, да?
You're dead! Watch out! He's one of them!
Что он прям передо мной?
Garrett's men were running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off.
These some bitches run.
Выкулиться побыстрее.
You think you can kill me?
Такая себе восьмибитка. Ах, тут он. Пойму, откуда огонь, а вон он.
Still, one of them reached the water tower.
Оп, что нажать-то? Короче, я не понял, как он меня замочил. А что-то нажать было, я так понял. А что?
I'm here. You can run, but you can't hide forever.
Still, one of them reached the water tower.
Опа. Что нажать, ёпта? А, я уклонился.
Bad idea. It would be a turkey shoot from up there.
Нужны патрики пособирать.
Luckily, these shooters Garrett hired weren't the sharpest tools in the shed.
Так. Куда-то сюда. Опа. Вперед.
Where'd he come from?
Это пистолет косой.
He can't take a call. Now you're really pissing me off.
Ого. Походу в бочку попал. Это опасно.
Yellow bastard.
A lot of them were saddle tramps or sod busters or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks. Then, I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you!
Start aiming, you idiot.
Truth be told, things weren't much better behind the house.
Так, пробейте к задней двери, короче, вот эту дверь.
I cut their numbers in half. but that just made the ones that were left twice as mad.
Shoot that bastard!
They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo.
Опа, красные бочки. Порох. Бочки с порохом. Как он не умочит? Опа.
It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house.
О, здорово, Юрик. Да, завалил. Для прикольно, прикоде поле он. Тазик. Так, ладно. Ну что тут? Кто-то прячется. Пока никого.
And like that, I was inside, none the worse for wear.
Кто-то наверху.
I passed dirty days,
Это свой зелененький.
and upstairs I found Billy and Charlie Bolton.
Что себе? Меткий стрелок, Билли Кит.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo.
Так,
Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait,
О,
so
винтовочка.
you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm.
Опа, опа. Так, мне бы гранату. Ну, ранит гранату.
I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like flies, but they just kept on coming.
Кто там?
That's when Charlie got hit. "You're catching us in a crossfire," shouted Billy. "Get to the other side."
Нормально окружают. Где? Я не вижу вообще. А вон. По-моему, кто-то еще был, а он еще один. Где? Мастерски прятаться. Я на самом деле не
I don't know how many of those cocksuckers I personally put down.
Чего нажать?
It was pretty clear, even to Billy, that maybe discretion was the better part of valor.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. "They got a Gatling!" Billy shouted.
Не понимаю.
"Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention."
Так, привести лошадей с конюшни. Ого.
I said that it was time to cut and run.
Так,
He
смотрим.
directed that order at me, and I thought, why the hell do I have to do it? But I went anyway. Dumbass that I was.
Да. Вот сюда, вот сюда. Да, хочу. Глубокий меткий стрелок. Ну давай. Ну, короче. Все подряд. А что так много у меня их? Ничего себе. Я. О.
Poor sons of bitches are
Many would have
done for.
fled in my place. But I had that false sense of invincibility that many young men have. Like Jack here.
What are you saying, old man?
Jack, he's just joshing with you now.
Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Graves,
чувак,
please
дверью
continue.
от туалета.
Please, call me Silas, ma'am. Now, where was I? Dare you! Oh, so you're hiding too now?
You were heading for the barn.
Наверх. Так, здесь, наверное, винтовочка бы мне подает, ладно.
Making my way past a passel of fallen foes.
Я себе что-то забыла.
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
Yeah, and just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up.
Ну, я понимаю. Стрелялки.
Finally, I had the stables within my reach. After the fight, maybe we could treat ourselves to some fried chicken.
Chicken.
And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that
Так, как бы
tacked-on tin
пропустить.
star.
Босс.
You challenged him to a showdown.
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
Это дуэль. Так, максимальная фокусировка. Никуда стреляй.
And that you killed him in a fair fight.
Is that what that penny dreadful said? No, boy. That ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett. So let me start
Я не
again.
понял.
I
Я
finally
его
reached
научил,
those
что-
damn stables.
А, это была тренировка.
And stepped inside, and bam! Last thing I heard was Garrett's
Поморник,
voice.
короче, в мешок.
That's not Billy.
And go on. How did it end?
And, boy, that was just the beginning.
So what happened? Did Garrett arrest you?
Yeah, after I came to, the bastard had clocked me with his Colt.
В тюрьму посадили.
It's important to know that I was only riding with Billy so I could find the bastard I was after.
Я в тюрьме.
He was with John Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Why were you after him?
I owed that son of a bitch a bullet for what he had done to me and mine. Instead, all I got for myself was a goddamn death sentence. Luckily, it was right around then that I heard Billy make his move. He shot Jim
Boy,
Bell
yeah.
and a few other guards as he made his getaway. Later, they wrote that some lady friend planted a pistol for him in the privy. What the papers didn't say is that Billy helped me escape too.
Нормально.
My first order of business was finding a firearm.
Так, найти что, ружье, да? Кого?
Luckily, I
Вот это
located
ружье.
Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass
Дробовик.
shotgun.
Охотничий. Громкая, как динамит.
I saw Billy through the window, and he yelled that I should take to the rooftops to make my escape. So I did.
Anybody see Billy?
Так, выберите из тюрьмы через крышу. Опа! Воу-воу-воу! Да ну что это такое? Быстро. Тут все сначала? Нет. Быстро. А ну косой ты какой-то дробовик.
Hell yeah. That scatter gun was like a double-barreled howitzer.
Обалдеть.
It could blow a man clear off his feet. You hardly had to aim the damn thing. The kids escaped raised a huge ruckus. Guards were everywhere looking for him.
Can't let the kid get away.
У меня 4 патрона, нужно где-то патроны достать. Так, туда.
Yeah, you know you can't beat.
I had to jump from roof to roof like a damn alley cat. I followed the planks where I could, but
Во-во-во.
some of that wood was slippery as hell. The whole town was up in arms. And
А, ты у меня
suddenly,
есть пистолет еще.
I was a fugitive.
How the hell did the kid escape? Jared's gonna kick our ass! Can't have gotten far!
Да, он двуствол палит.
Can't believe you keep missing.
А у меня есть тоже второй ствол. Так, все, патриков нет. У-у-у. Так. Куда идти? Сюда, наверное.
Lock the door!
So that bastard you were after, what did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever going to find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there. I tried to be stealthy and sneak my way past.
Проберитесь через город. Что-то патроны. Патроны это хорошо. Где все? Куда идти?
You! But hell if they weren't
Yeah.
all waiting for me. Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
You hooligans!
Там еще один. Прячется.
You're dead! Wanna see me do it again? That's it for you.
Где он? А он наверху. Так, короче, ясно.
More bullets.
Дробаш, он и есть дробаш, только с близкого расстояния.
Leave him to me.
He's in town somewhere.
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and coloring. I was just glad I had Deputy Bob's mean-ass shotgun.
You can. Out.
Lock the doors.
Не понял, они в доме.
Stop him.
So much lead was whizzing by my head, it was like everyone in Lincoln wanted to put me in the ground. I knew I needed to find a horse. Though I never did have a great fondness for those four-legged grass eaters.
Get away with this.
Smelly, sweaty, ungrateful beasts. We prize them too
Прятался
high,
за
if you ask
бочки.
me.
You can't hide forever.
Опа, порох. А подальше держаться от бочек.
Do this. Put down your weapons.
Я думаю, почему я их не вижу, они не прорисовываются.
Don't get paid enough
Тут
for
же
this.
подходишь. Бочки нет. Тут есть. Так нет. Может, там настройки нужны. По-моему, максимум.
Surrender yourself.
Долго он сводится.
You're threatening the lives of innocent people.
Не понял, кто прячется, нет? Как курица. Так, приблизитесь через город. Куда идти-то? А, вот сюда, наверх.
But where was the kid while you were busy getting shot at?
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy set me free. So I could be a hapless decoy and draw
Oh,
attention
поля,
while
чувак,
he
ребята.
snuck out of town.
На тебе гранату.
I knew if I made it out of there in
Oh,
one
sure,
piece, no one would put a price on my head.
На тебе еще одна граната.
Because everybody in Lincoln would be dead?
No, because they all thought I was Billy, and all that blame would fall on him. Meanwhile, Deputy Bob Ollinger was organizing a posse to put me down.
Да, часы прикольно так.
He was already a mean son of a bitch, but he was doubly pissed that I stole his mean-ass shotgun. Anyway, it was me or them, and the only way forward led me straight to perdition. But the cards were dealt, and I had no choice but to play them.
Ого, там толпа.
Get out here.
Ничего себе. Уйди там.
Stop him.
Это сверху. Ну,
We're
коктейль
gonna be in
Молотова.
deep shit when Pat gets back.
Я их вообще не вижу. Надо штурмовать это все дело.
hell did he get away? Don't let him get away.
Так, ну это дробаш вообще. Такое расстояние. Никакой.
We can take him. Give it up.
Это бы винтовочка бы пригодилась, конечно.
I've got this.
Дикий Запад такой себе. Где ты орешь? Опа. Фига себе.
God damn you!
Ну, когда два пистоля, он косоватый, конечно. С одним пистолетом он четко стреляет.
I don't get paid enough for this.
Finally, I found what I was looking for. The stables on the edge of town.
Так, патрончики. Угу.
I guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Sure he did. He dispatched him right after he shot Deputy Bell.
No, sir. Because Bob came right up behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out. Hello, Bob, I said.
Hello, Bob.
I think you better let me go. And he says, I don't think so, boy. Not with my shotgun. So we stood there in the middle of the street, eyeball to eyeball. He intended to kill me, and I knew I had no choice but to defend myself.
Максимальная концентрация. Куда ты ходишь, стойка? Да куда ты ёпта? По дивизии. Странно, как-то он целится. Поймешь, как нужно стрелять. Ну давай еще. Ну, почему-то прицел куда-то улетел, он потом не слушается. Когда начинается бой. Он сейчас плохо слушается, его мотыляет. Нужно ловить его. Да ёпта. Пипец, ну почему так медленно, блин? Явно что-то не понимаю, как нужно делать. Ой, короче. Рано, видимо, я. Ну, стреляй. Куда ты стреляешь, твою мать?
I killed him in a fair fight. Everybody saw I had no damn choice. Well,
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mexico.
Мексику.
Till I
Отлично,
realized
погнали в
nobody
Мексику.
was looking.
So was the bastard you were after now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh,
Так, у меня винтовка.
But
Это
no,
хорошо.
this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. And yes, he was working for Old Man Clown. I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red
давайте
scarves,
уже
so
мне
I knew
хуй.
they worked for the old man.
Over there! There!
Наверху.
I did my best to help those poor passengers.
You can't hide forever!
Moments later, the attackers were dead, and I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing. None. It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did. They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads,
Индейцы.
making use of the high ground and whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to them.
Бесконечная
Hold on.
похода.
Were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches?
Я сказал, что
I
были
said
Апачи,
Clanton's
я сказал,
cowboys
что
attacked
бой,
me,
напомнил мне
Apache's
словно
style.
Апачи.
I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force. See, at the time, I was still pretty green and would often blunder into regrettable situations. But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks.
О, они кругом, бля, ёпта.
I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge. But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other assholes first.
Hard to hit a moving target!
Какая дивизия?
Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo. Another perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of
Не
men.
понимаю.
I immediately knew that a
Идем политическое
tactical
выступление,
retreat
потому
was
что мы
called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up.
Нужно валить. Твою мать.
Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim.
О, нифига себе. Да вы серьезно, блин.
Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament.
Не понял, уже не было прохода. Так,
I
скрыть,
ran
используя
ahead as if
пещеру.
the devil himself was after me.
У меня патриков нет.
Bullets were whizzing by my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die.
15 патронов на
I just
пистолет.
kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with
Ой,
me.
ёпт. Куда
As I was
бежать-то?
scurrying around those caves, I thought, What was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this.
Куда бежать? Вообще не понимаю.
I just kept running, not knowing where the hell I was going.
Куда бежать? А как узнать, куда мне вообще идти? О!
And that's when something miraculous happened. Like manna
Чудом
from heaven,
оно упало
I
с
found the
небес.
desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior.
Короче, упал индейец с патронами с неба.
The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition. Bat Masterson once told me it was more important to be lucky than good, and he would know.
Так, что теперь? Избавитесь от последующих врагов. А, короче. Назад, убить всех. Какое дело.
And imagine my surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo. That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunter. Time.
Время охоты.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right, Jack. I was done running. And the old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir. I came at them like a wildcat. My fury knew no bounds.
Так, сейчас меня замочат.
It was
Потом
finally
могут взять
time for
на
that old
винтовку.
man to pay for his sins.
Пулемет. Чертовски подлый старик Клентон.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs, Clanton, I'm coming for you!
Так, вроде зашли холмой, видите старика
A little
Клентона.
stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old
Да,
fool had a
прятаться,
Gatling
да.
gun and enough bullets to last him till kingdom come. But I knew I could not let that deter me. Not if I was to find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off
Пока у
that
него
gun.
КД бежать, да? Во-во-во-во. Где он вообще? Опа. Где-то прямо. Без кактуса. Где ты?
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces.
Фу, нормально, по-моему, динамит кинул. Я по тебе кину.
He can't do that.
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon. But it was just me.
What I ever do?
Там мимо динамит.
Now murder and slander. You one stupid son of a bitch.
Где он? О,
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps. And that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
все. Лесопилка.
A few weeks after that dust-up at the OK Corral, I was still after Johnny Ringo. I had tracked
Говорите,
him and the
сдались
cowboys
опилки.
to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Да погнали уже.
They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why.
Herb's coming!
Get ready, boys. But first, I need to tell you about the cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious. Curly Bill took charge of the cowboys upon the old man's demise, and after that gunfight at the OK Corral, the Clantons wanted revenge.
Долго перезаряжает так.
Now you're really pissing me off!
So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously
Ты
wounded his
пистолет
older
не
brother
стреляй.
Virgil.
Почти в упор, он не попадает.
Some bitch is pissing me off! I think we got his dander up! Get him from the side!
Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
Там пулемет или что-то мучит, да? О, нет! Ты откуда взял это?
Die, damn it!
Все, патронов нет. Отстрелялся. Так, ну есть на винтовку. И винтовка. Так, что здесь? Здесь явно ловушка, да? Это что это? Это ловушка только для меня, нет?
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the cowboys identified each other. And I was beginning to wish I had one myself.
You're dead!
But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what drove me forward.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and no cap.
Earp wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might.
That Lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back.
Так, это может
That was
поменять,
common
да?
knowledge.
Yeah, maybe so.
Дробовик. Нет,
But
дробовик
Ringo
не
had
хочу.
nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal. Well, to get to that loyal friend, I had to pass by some buzzsaws as big as a man.
Gonna make you bleed!
Воу-воу-воу!
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot.
Ну, наверное, сюда. Так, во двор сопилки на ней курчавого убили. Найти курчавого убили.
Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack.
Ящик с боеприпасами, бомбами. А вот они. Наверное, для этого он здесь и лежит, правильно?
Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
Все.
Kill them already!
Ого.
You can't hide from
Boy, you are shit out of luck.
Где там?
Can you shoot around corners?
Get out of here!
That's some big. In for the kill.
О, это чуваки, чуваки звери идут. О, это граната.
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
А, это так нужно было уничтожить. Ну, ладно. Чтоб знал. Так, курчавый убили где-то здесь.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to
Не
get to
видел.
that, Ben.
Это здесь
Patience.
Бен.
I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly,
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
well, finally the
dropаю
bastards that were
picture.
still alive made a last stand.
Так, ну, наверное, сюда. Ну, вообще, честно говоря, не очень понятно, куда двигаться. Ну, здесь тупик. Порох. Ну, нужно сразу взрывать. Потому что потом там же наругаюсь.
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
Опа. Хлопнет. Зарядит. Курчавый убил. И хлопнет. Так,
Are you
победить
saying they
убила.
ran?
Давай. А, это он, наверное, он,
Cowardice
да?
was not in Ringo nor Curly
Да,
Bill's
это он.
nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me on the open.
Ого. Чуть себе такой резкий.
Shit! Working for Wyatt Earp. Get that sumbitch? Come out wherever you are!
Ого, резкий.
Big mistake coming after me. You got a lot of sand showing up here all by your lonesome.
А как я такое? А такое? Это не он, это был не он. Ёлки-палки, а это был он.
Brocious gave me no choice but to take his life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was
So?
found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
О, дуэль. Следующий. Джонни Ринго. Нужно запомнить. Да, это дуэль. Вот серьезный.
It's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc
Невероятно.
Holliday was the one that killed him.
Так, максимальная концентрация. Что не получится. Огонь! Там два счета.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true. Doc, I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo. I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant. And hunting plumber looked like a good way to get rich quick.
Стоять. Куда
As the
полетел?
local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head. Plumber rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their
Так,
escape.
тут сначала
And
налево.
that's where I thought I'd find him.
Так, найти вход в шахту. Ну вот же он. Это что ли? Никого?
Makes me nervous.
Кто-то разговаривает.
Why would you be nervous? No one has the opponents to come after us.
Так, это дробовик, винтовку. Шестизарядник на дробовик. Обрезан. Нет, лучше с винтовкой. Опа. Чувак там что-то рассказывает такое. Бля-бля-бля-бля-бля.
As my late father pointed out
О, да мне
more than
один.
once,
Ну, естественно, кому бы он
God made
рассказывал.
men, but Samuel Colt made them equal.
Блядь,
I'm putting you down.
да ёпта. Больше никого?
I'm ending you.
Взрывчатка. Так, это тут, наверное, шахта. Вообще-то думал,
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine,
это
so I
неспроста.
decided the polite thing would be to return it.
Что мне подсовывают динамита. Значит, нужно кого-то закидать сейчас будет.
It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in 48.
Ёлки-палки.
Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves, killers, robbing travelers, and hijacking gold shipments.
Так, я лучше с
Like those that
винтовкой.
ran with Plummer.
Все?
Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by
Oh,
greed
good.
and easy pickings. Charlie Crow, the blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable.
Слишком много текста. Тут я-
Sam and Jeremiah
читать
Barber,
не
the
успеваю.
butcher's sons.
Run out of his misery.
Ordinary citizens who lived a double life,
Кто, где?
stealing,
Динамит.
thieving, and
Ёлки.
murdering their neighbors.
Die!
А, ну тут нужно было просто поверху пойти. Гравированный рейджер. Ну так, это же гравированы. Пусть будет. Ух ты!
Don't let him get
Of
away!
course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other. He set up a
Всё,
defensive
закончили.
perimeter which I had no idea how to breach.
Кто по мне лупит? Ёлки-палки. Он прятался.
You can't beat the innocents!
Dangerous, desperate individuals. I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and
Через
stupid to
ящики.
realize it. They must have thought I was touched. Or had some kind of death wish, seeing as there were barrels of gunpowder everywhere. One stray bullet, one stray spark, and I'd be blown to hell and gone. Did I have any second thoughts about what I was doing? No.
Нет! Странно как-то эти бочки кругом порохом. Я их что-то не замечаю. Ну, они
I
кругом.
thought I was some kind of hero. I finally made it past and headed on to meet my
Так,
destiny.
наверное, там ждите, да?
But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine.
Так,
But once I
подумайте
made
про
my
эту
decision,
шахту.
I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance.
Ну
Made
да.
sense.
Чё, вот, пожалуйста. Почему бы
It
нет?
was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
Can't hide forever!
Кинул динамит сюда. Так, не хватает патронов. Давай дробаш.
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it.
This son of a bitch is pissing me off!
Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
Had enough!
A single stumble
Sure,
or
ты
misstep
так плохо
can
видно.
easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
Do this! I will drop you down a mine shaft. You can't hide. You ain't beefing me.
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to kingdom come.
Твою мать, я вообще не вижу, где он.
You can't hide forever.
Короче, дробаш я меняю, это, блин, ерунда.
With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at.
Все в порохе.
You're done.
Так, не попасть бы в бочку.
All it takes is one tiny spark, and boom.
Surprise! Time to blow your shit up. Damn him!
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tomb.
Нет. Ну, дурачок, короче. Забахнул его. Все.
I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane.
Оу. Нет. Минус. А, в воду упал. Нет. Сверху
It's a good thing that I
головами.
abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it. Instead, I spotted a
Так,
ladder
другой ход.
way into the mine from the opposite side.
Ну. Куда? Нет. О, лестница.
It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution. Because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder.
Сюда.
I needed to make a leap of
Ничего
faith,
себе. Прыгнуть?
which ain't easy when you're suspended between heaven and hell.
Нет, не сюда. Не прыгнуть. Далековато, согласен. Не знаю, что где-то. Так, подожди, отсюда я прошел. Куда теперь? Ой. Да, наверное, вот сюда нужно. Что? Кто здесь вообще оказался? Нет? Куда? Так, куда идти? Нет. А, здесь надо прыгнуть все-таки или что?
I was determined not to give up, however.
Короче, неясно, первый раз почему-то.
As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob. And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water.
Так, ну винтовка, походу, самое классное оружие.
But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
Так, лифт или по лестнице, да? Не знаю, по лестнице. Как лифта... А, вот он лифт. Едет.
I
Ладно, уже по
wanted to
лестнице.
use the element of surprise.
Начал пошли
Plus,
по
I figured I
лестнице.
could use the exercise. I was warmed up already, so what the hell?
Опа. А, ну походу, если бы я ехал на лестнице, мне бы ждали два вот эти, да? Засада.
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City?
Да ну
But
нафиг.
I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay, now you're really pissing me off.
The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Так, динамит. Мне не нужно. Босс, наверное, да? Законник. Бандит. Отступник. Генри Пламмер.
They're gonna
Это
bury
босс.
you in a million
Воу-воу-воу.
Just getting worse and worse for you, ain't it?
Ёпт.
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was going to take some doing.
God damn! I need some help here! Come on, boys! Take this cocksucker
Камон,
out!
бойся, возьмите этого сосунка. Вот они, бойся. Да ёпт. Сукин сын. Так, Герри Пламмер, еще раз он. Да.
I can shoot
Воу! Воу-воу-воу! Ёпта! О! Да ну лян, закидывай, короче, динамитом. Да ну. Серьезно. Да. Я не вижу ничего. Вот этого. Короче. Что сначала? Да, ну хоть сначала.
You can shoot, but can you aim? They're gonna bury you in a million pieces. Show off. I'm going all medieval on your ass. They're gonna need a dustpan
Я
to
не
pick
вижу
you
дела.
up. Bet you can't do it again. I can shoot too. Gonna blow you into next week, boy.
Я реально не
Keep
вижу
pissing
дела.
me off. See what it is. Catch this, you son of a bitch.
Так, пошел ты, на тебе бомба. Не, нереально. Это нужно стратегию выработать, не знаю, может быть переключиться на эти, на пистолет. Да я вообще его не вижу. Он своими бомбами замачивает. Где он, блин?
I can shoot too. Why not just give up and die? You can shoot, but can you aim? Oh. No blood money for
Да ёпта.
what the heck just happened? How you like
Где?
that?
Я не вижу.
Ain't taking me.
Если бы еще его замочил. Если бы не этот бред, блин, с этим. Он просто косеет. Вообще ничего-то не видно.
They're gonna need a dustpan to pick you up. You are really chapping my ass. I can shoot
Вообще не
too.
понимаю, где он.
Gonna blow you into next week, boy. Show off.
Значит, он брезкий.
I'm going all medieval on your ass. Catch this, you son of a bitch!
So that's how Henry
About
Plummer
dynamite.
died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
So, did you finally go after that Bob?
Боб.
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no different.
Нормально, сколько появился, уже здесь такая бойня.
I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
Get out of here, you coward!
Бля, он заряжает как быстро. Пустик. Жесть, они косые. Ладно, я беру винтовку.
God damn, he's hard to hit! In you! I'm putting you down!
I thought the Texas Rangers got hardened.
Yeah,
Так, ну и пистолеты мы
that's what they
верните,
want you to
пожалуйста.
believe.
Нормальные.
It was cold in a witch's tit and a brass bra that night as I fought my way
Так,
past his
скорострел,
loyal
получше
compadres.
зарядник уже, хотя бы. А лучше рейнджер, наверное. Есть. Это нормальные пистолеты. Салуне, молотом это видели. Есть что?
To the very same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me, and wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer.
Понял, опять что-то.
By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
Shit, it's cold out here. I'm freezing my giblets off.
Ain't right, we gotta stay out here, keep it. God damn it! Shoot that son of a bitch!
-3.
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. Most of them were wanted as well. I figured Hardin was here somewhere, but to get to him, I'd have to get past his gun hands. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcomed presence.
Son of a bitch! That asshole just killed Red? That's right! Run! Rule the day!
Все.
Someone's coming for him!
Вот еще вот есть прям здесь. Yeah.
Let the boys know we got another law dog.
Абсолютно не могу понять.
Time out, feel you.
I wondered if Bob was among them.
Что это такого?
And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better.
Может, я не туда пошел? А, все правильно.
Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
Черт, их там только много или что? Блядь. Салют меня пугает. Он еще. Попадает.
I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon.
Ну и опять вот из этого салона, как бы история номер 2, да, по другим рассказчикам.
Suffice it to say,
Ого.
nobody there was happy to see me.
Нет. Остается. Залагал стулья.
In fact, I felt a certain hostility.
Better hide.
Все? Блин, как стулья мешают.
You bastard!
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived.
Все?
As a moment later, I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
Первый раз убил 15 за штраф. И 40 просто за что дышали. Ну, нормально.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline.
О,
Maybe that was
что мне не
fear.
нравятся эти дуэли.
He was well known for his tricks,
Поздновато
and I
как-то.
knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him.
Ну, что ты не стреляешь, ёпта? Я чё ты когда нажал, блин? Да, ёпта. Твою мать! Ты чё, блин, творишь?
That man was faster than
Ёпта.
grease lightning. But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
Что это было, не понял. Я
So
попал
he
в него.
didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later,
Направо
after he
на
was
решетку.
free, some restless avenger took his life. Shot him in the back in a saloon just like this one.
Короче,
Anybody up for another?
фантазер.
Thank you, darling.
Подошла. Спасибо.
Yeah, some say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you...
Блюдо.
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickled the nether regions of heaven.
Так, давным-давно в далеких горах.
Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death.
Ой, туда. Так. Медленно я иду. А вот
Right
волк,
from the
кстати.
beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move. He led a band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him.
Где? Стоять. Кто это был? Он еще был. Парочку фазанов. Один ушел, да? Ой, да, пожалуйста, там их много. Патронов жалко на вас. Что такое? Это не ясно.
They saw me before I saw them.
Ух. О, ну. Ой, ни черта не видно. Да ёпта. Индейцы. Может там индейцы. Все, он еще один. Ну, попади-ка. Зря только бомбу перевел на них. Движение, это листик. О! Что это? Зверобой.
And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting had started, there was no backing down.
Опа, ничего себе, не видел тебя. Мне нужны твои патроны. Полно. Так, что у меня за пистолет? Рейнджер, конечно же, рейнджер. Опа. Хитрецы какие.
It was rugged country, the winter home of the Chiricahuas, and that's why they had retreated there.
Не вижу. Винтовка. Опа, прям передо мной.
I admit to having some regrets about going after them the way I did. But then again,
Кто? Где?
a lot of those.
Ух ты! Что с томагавками? Да.
Did you find Grey Wolf?
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hideout.
Так, найти пещеры серого волка. Так, сейчас найдем. Что? Не пойму, где? Все, мне хана.
A deep crevice that led to a deeper cave.
Don't tell me you went in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure angry cussedness.
Здесь, пожалуй, возьму-ка я револьверы. Так, да. Да, сюда.
See, back then, I had a stubborn streak a mile wide, and I wasn't about to back down.
So it was like pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit, as they had torches on the walls.
Патронов полно, так, хорошо. Сюда, наверное. Все? Ничего. Или это кирпич? Нет, это индиец. Что он неактивный. А, он просто уже все.
Was his cave?
Big as hell, Ben. Chiricahua had hid out there during the Indian Wars.
Чирикао. Нет. Не понял, короче, как он меня замочил, но замочил. Так, а теперь граната. Откуда ты взялся? Так, нужно внимательно сейчас будет здесь какой-то снайпер. Из ниоткуда. Бля. Тихо, тихо. Ладно. Он опять так. Еще один. Даю. Не попадает винтовка.
They thought it was haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse soldiers.
The cave was haunted with dead Indian ghosts?
Наверное, сюда. Опа, тихо.
To be honest, I was
Рефлекс.
more concerned with the
Рефлекс
live
работал.
ones than the dead ones.
Опа, бегун, томагавка. Еще. Давай-ка лучше поверху, наверное. Я.
How come you know so much about engines?
A few years back, I was married to 2 Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
I had to get out of there. Those girls never shut up. Both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Grey Wolf?
Oh, well, I pursued him into the Cave of Death. I came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him. He came to me unarmed and unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows, and I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
Великую тьму несешь ты в своем сердце.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me.
Не понял.
As his story unfolded in my mind.
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no rainbow. I have no tears.
He said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
Ой, я видел, что здесь
Snakes will
много
bite
оказывается.
shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes. And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverines.
Ой, ёлки-палки.
They couldn't stop me, though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk. I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly, one just appeared, kind of like a miracle.
Во, серво. А, нет, вот ступеньки появились. Так, нужно Патрика взять. Давай.
I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back.
Труп упал. Погоня, да?
I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo jumbo's right. Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy, brother, but I am relating exactly what happened to me.
Так, где он?
There were dozens of Apache
отвлекся.
warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens.
Well, maybe not dozens, but
Да ёпта.
there was a lot of,
At least 3 or 4.
well, more than that, little lady.
Подлые деревья. Что, бомба? Камень. Блин, как он долго сводится, это жесть. Ну, короче, если буду так вот. Все равно это все такое. Читать не хочется. Кто-то добавляет, кто-то научает. Да ну нет.
I had a steep climb up creek ahead of me
Так, ну,
and
поживее,
scrambled up those
выходит,
rocks like
ну.
a mountain goat. I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me.
Опасная. Прям ловушка, кажется. Походу это она и есть,
And
наверное.
wouldn't you know it, that crafty
Вот
son of
оно.
a bitch led me right into a trap.
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounding me.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
Давай,
You were
давай.
surrounded by 100
Окружённый
Apache
сотни
warriors.
воинов, Апачи.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly,
Было
but
очень
there were a
много.
lot.
Опа! Нифига себе, ну, куда? Ух ты! Да, реально, они вообще куда-то выбегают. Ниоткуда. Двигаться. Да ёпта. Почему ты не попадаешь? Да ёпта, ты где? Не вижу их.
And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not seen
Опа,
before.
камень улетел. Чудеснейшим образом поймать сервоволка в агонию.
I followed it as I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me. But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
Вот он растворился в воздухе. Так, не понял, он ушел.
Never did find him.
Я его так и не догнал, вернее, не поймал.
Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand. Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the
Ага,
citizens
очень
who took
братья,
up
да?
arms that day.
Террористы.
Fighting on the side of right.
I
Банки
did my
грабили.
best, sir. We all did. It was early morning. One of my friends was a
кто?
local
Это
gunsmith,
зелёный.
and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take
Ну,
one.
почему не
You see,
берет?
the Daltons got it in their heads to rob two banks at the same time. Two banks on the same damn street.
Kill that cocksucker!
Story was Bob Dalton's
Опа,
girl
кто?
was always riding
Зелёные.
about how he had no ambition. Oh, you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to
банка.
Coffeeville just to shut her up.
Right. It's always the woman's fault.
На штурм.
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property. Their first mistake was pulling a job in their own damn hometown. The boys grew up in Coffeeville, so everybody knew them. The bank teller tricked them, telling them the time lock on the safe wouldn't open till 9:30.
You got us a hero. Holes in him.
Как прибраться в банк? 3 минуты 6-го. Под конец рабочего дня. Так, а что у меня за оружие? Я же, по-моему, револьвер, если я хотел сделать, гравированный. Револьвер с узором. Ну и другой был. Ну, короче, револьверов этих валяется. Так сойдется.
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently.
Всем по-другому.
First of all, it was high
Посмотрим,
noon.
как это
A
было.
posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna
Так,
make a
проберитесь
move.
в банк.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months.
Как
Now
это
they
здесь?
finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. This man had no intention of letting the Daltons slip away. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever
Так,
lay down
ладно,
their
как мне
guns.
пробраться? Так, что ли? Высоковато. Еще выше. Ну, так, не знаю.
You're a goner.
Ну, не вижу. Не вижу дороги. Да. Здорово, Макс Лима. Где дорога, блин? Так, ну, не знаю, может нужно помочить их сначала. Здесь вообще бывает хлоп или твоя вижу, там еще чего-то.
They met an adversary that day who had no fear and offered them no quarter.
Да, походу здесь надо сначала пострелять.
You went in there alone to confront
О,
those criminals.
пожалуйста. Вот и лестница.
One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank.
Так, короче, попасть в банк.
Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting.
Попасть сзади.
A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did. It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
Ух ты, что за взрыв. Тоже взорвали дверь.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free.
Да, это был
Jim
сейф,
Bowie,
там не
Davy
открывали.
Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
Так, а где, собственно говоря, мне бы револьвер резной. Рейнджер. Нет,
Is
ладно.
that Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch! Asshole just killed Red?
У нас скорострел. Нет. Ничего не осталось, все забрали.
Over there!
Опа! Ой, ёпта!
That's Silas Greaves! What the hell?
Blam! Blam! He came away victorious,
Blam.
taking down those thieving
Где мой
Daltons.
план? А вот же рейджер, небось мой, наверное, я его бросил.
His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last
Кто-то
man
еще
standing.
выжил?
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
Опять неправда. Оказывается, есть третья версия.
It was
Был
early
вечер.
evening, not high noon.
День уже начал клониться к вечеру, да, к концу.
I was late to the party and Coffeeville was already up in arms. The Daltons blew up a safe and were all set to hightail it out of there. Those
Давай еще
pathetic
раз.
deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
О, как мухи падали, законники. Это на трассе. Любовник, лидер и лох.
I had been tracking those jokers for months, waiting
Да
for them
дайте
to
мне
do
ружье,
something reckless.
ёпта.
And finally, they did.
Бля,
Those
дверь
stupid
туалетная.
bastards decided to rob two banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeeville.
Death is too good for Shoot, I dare you!
О, еще один. Опа. Ну, так их не взять. Мабуть. Ух ты.
Put some holes in them!
Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail.
Еще разок.
Hey, we got us a hero! Put some holes in them!
Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail.
Так тоже не получилось. Ладно, буду, как они хотят.
Hey, we got a good hero.
And those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons. And they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons. Which wasn't any surprise, because those two families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
Все. О, бочка с порохом. Она не сдетонировала. Никого. Ушел. Здесь я пострелял уже. Здесь никого? Так, куда идти там? Погоню.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least two of them to escape. The third brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
Это все? Собачья. Так, куда идти? Вот сюда, наверное.
It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Greaves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
По-моему, не удробаш.
Coward and cheat. I'm gonna tear you apart.
Да, он не дробовик. О.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him?
Еще двое.
But I have to admit,
Месть Бобу Брайан.
We'll get those suckers.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this!
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
Отряд местных дружинников.
To the ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
Похоже на очередную ловушку.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Болото.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell.
Свои.
It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks.
Понятно. Да никого нет. Что это? Это не в стиле этой игры. Здесь
It was autumn.
постоянно
The
бойня.
maple trees were in full color,
Ты, что это такое?
red as blood.
Фантазии. Рыжие деревья. Не зеленое
The
рыжие.
rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Не бади.
Bury them in the swamp. Put
Опа.
'em where they stand!
Except for some bitches ahead of me wanting to do me harm, so I had to face them alone. I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
I'm ending you!
Никого. Здесь ничего.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the
Опа,
questionable
вот они все.
pleasure of meeting a few of their friends.
You bastard!
Натыкается, взрывается.
One sorry son of a bitch!
The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
О, идут. Кто-то еще выражается.
Point being, I was under serious attack. And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen.
Так, дробовиком это походу был штурмовик. У него даже было ХП. Так, бегут.
You're...
Так, то густо, то пусто,
Well, look,
короче, вражины.
a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
Возник амбар. Во выдумщик, а.
But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running through the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was. Steve?
Steve спит.
So I just started walking, and pretty soon...
Так, ну я следую по красным вот этим вот лентам. Кто-то поставил маркеры. Опа, это бомба.
Steve? Steve?
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Индейцы. Какие индейцы? Индейцы.
Indians? There were Indians.
No.
Нет.
I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Это здесь есть.
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet. But I did find a few of their cousins. Kansans breed like rabbits. More Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what.
У меня тоже есть.
But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Вот надо бежать.
They're gonna need a dustpan to pick you up.
Откуда ты там ставишь?
Can't beat us all!
Вот так уже просто попалить. Там бы пули захватило. Не вижу, не вижу.
Somebody kill that son bitch!
Bury him in the swamp.
Yellow bastard! Time to die.
Я тебя видел. О, бля, с дверью идет чувак. С туалета. О, еще один. На тебя есть. Ну, револьвер так, конечно, точно. Через раз то попадает, то не попадает. Да, где они? Не вижу. Ну-ка спущусь. Подышаться. Так, я не попал, что ли? Не понял. 3 раза мне устрелили. Ясно.
I knew those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them.
Бой.
That's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat
Paraport.
in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps?
Yes, it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was then that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high. And those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me.
Да, я просто краем глаза увидел, что был пулемет и не стрелял по нему почему-то. Надо сразу пулемет снимать. Ну а что это такое? Вот, пожалуйста, нет пулемета. Блин, почему не мог попасть?
But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
Очень длительный. Где ты? Так, блин, почему ты не могу попасть теперь? Не поймаю, почему хрена не попадает? Долго сводится ружьем. Короче, вперед. Слишком много времени теряю на это.
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
That asshole just killed me.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
Ох. Взрывал. Да ёп, откуда ты взялся? Я тебя там... Чего делать? Так, ну не сюда, видимо, да? Куда мне идти? Так, трюм парохода, ага. Угу, сюда я пришел. Здесь что-то поваляло.
Right about then, much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit.
Что? Заходим.
But it turned out that they had me.
На. Вот тебе, дружинник. Никому нельзя доверять.
The Daltons had played me like a fiddle. Apparently, the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Yeah, but I was in a
Did you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
You're talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway...
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
Oh, God.
But getting back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Greaves?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. It was time to settle this once and for all.
Пулемету, короче. Понятно. Как же игра намекает. Ну вот как совесть. Так, мне ствол уже красный.
Bob and Grat weren't about to come at me one at a time.
Все.
They were in this together.
Ага, пришли.
Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down.
Опа, опа.
Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
Так, а это двое. Кто первый будет стрелять? Неизвестно. Нет, черт. Так, не понял, а как мне победить? Ах, давай, ты будешь первый или кто? Сейчас будет этот первый. Надеюсь, ты будешь, как и в прошлый раз, первым. Да ёпта! Почему такой тормознутый мой? Еще не сводится. Стреляй уже.
They got it wrong.
Минус 2.
A sad end for those two.
Не знаю, как это сделать.
If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his
Вернулся, что ли,
wounds.
от пули.
Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend. My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told.
Трагически погиб.
I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains. Led by Butch Cassidy, they were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop. Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
Сюда? Это сюда упало, да? Да. Как часто во всех играх.
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge.
What'd you say?
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them. From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
Блин. Еле попал в него. Ух ты.
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall. I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados. Outside, inside, anywhere I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Да прикалывайтесь, блядь, там, блин, 150 пуль выстрелил, блин. Куда-то никуда, блин.
What about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Ну, я делал пистолеты калечные, ну да, так и знал. Нужны патроны.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
Get away with this!
Ублюдки везде. Могу...
I'm gonna shoot you dead.
Ух ты!
Times it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
Откуда ты взялся?
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a hand.
You mean like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
Что там? Кавалерия.
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son.
Не было никого.
I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Who the hell is that? Oh, damn it! He's out of his mind! Take cover! Retreat! Retreat! He's killing everybody! He'll kill us all! Now you're... Run!
I'm gonna blow your back.
Куда идти-то? Туда, что ли?
Gonna cut you in...
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they? Only a few stragglers were left. I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail.
Что-то не вижу. Чисто на инстинктах.
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nose Curry.
Who was he?
The fastest gun in the gang. Right after Sundance, I mean. And Kid Curry. And maybe Elsie Lay. Though some folks might dispute that.
Да ну, я аж выстрелил. Ай, почему-то первый выстрел всегда куда-то в землю идет. Ну, куда ты стреляешь, твою мать?
On that very same day, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America. They ended up living down there for many years, but I'm sure you are. I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared. Sometime later, I heard the Wild Bunch was back together. Kid Curry escaped from jail, and now he was running the whole shebang. So I took to their trail, as I was still in pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was back with him.
Так, я же забыл, как меня хочется за бандой.
Don't let him hear you saying that.
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado. Being outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those bastards down. Old Bob wasn't among them, and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense him close by, however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a clue as to their whereabouts.
Где мои рейнджеры? Так, отыщите улики.
And I found one. A map with their bold plan clearly marked. This time they were fixing to blow up a train trestle. Property of the Union Pacific. The plan clearly indicated how they were fixing to undermine several of the weakest wooden supports.
Заминированный мост. Ну, видимо, нужно будет его разминировать. Так, помешайте банде взорвать.
Kid Curry was considered the wildest of the Wild Bunch. It was said that he fathered 85 bastard children, though some say it was only 5. Kid Curry had bragged to a whore how he was going to rob a train heading to the U.S. Mint in Denver. And that whore, Fat Sally, she told me.
Салли рассказала.
The bridge was rigged with dynamite, so I decided I'd best be careful confronting those bastards. A moment later, I saw a ladder that somehow had escaped my attention.
Вражины. Опасно, он сидит прямо возле бомбы. Нужно как-то отвлечь его.
but the wild bunch did not take kindly to my presence and attempted to blow my head off. It appeared the kid had found a number of new recruits to bolster their ranks. Guess there's always desperate men willing to trade their lives for stolen treasure.
What happened next?
Well, having removed the first bundle of dynamite, I decided I might as well remove the other one. Once that was done, I figured I'd find my way from there.
Тихо. Так, я здесь тоже не хочу стрелять по бочкам, потому что непонятно, может быть здесь все сдетонирует. Ну, как бы нет, наверное, можно было стрельнуть. Нет. Да ну, что за... Да, ты что за херня, блин? Какие-то вообще чудеса происходят. Он свою голову как-то так выворачивает. Я должен был там расстрелять двоих, блин. Вообще ни в одно не попал. Подстава. Да твою дивизию. Нет, не буду стрелять по бочкам. Хотел стрельнуть, думаю, ладно. Вдруг взорвется все. Блин. Это бронированное.
So what happened then?
Had to remove more of that damn dynamite.
Что? Победить из рычаг? Где она? Дальше.
It must have been terrifying trying to make your way across.
I was sweating it a bit, but then I noticed a footbridge tied up on high, so I shot the rope.
Несложно догадаться, да? Теперь уже... Ничего не понимаю, где я? Еще боюсь двигаться, чтобы можно сорваться.
So that was all the dynamite?
Funny you should mention that, darling. As actually there was a fourth charge impeding my progress. Once I removed it, my path was pretty clear.
Опа.
You ain't killing me.
God damn you! These creatures the cat in the room right there!
Где моя винтовка? Так опасно. Опа!
So I proceeded onward and realized that that way just wasn't going to work. I needed an alternate path forward.
Что это? Ничего не понял. Другой путь мне нужен. какой-то другой путь. Найдите альтернативный путь в дальней стороне переправы. Здесь что ли? Я назад иду вообще. А что ли?
Luckily, I found a cave, and as I made my way back to the bridge, I saw something that concerned me. It was a long burning fuse, and it was moving fast as hell. I had to catch it.
Короче, понеслось, да? Куда-то бежать?
The burning fuse was so damn quick, I had to run like the wind. I almost had it, but no. Thought I was gonna have a coronary when I lost sight of those sparks. My heart was pounding like a sledgehammer.
Да. Там обрыв, куда там бежать? Ну, прыгать, ну что?
I knew that failure meant boom. Then, finally, at the last moment.
Да, я не знаю, бегу куда-то, куда можно бежать, туда и бегу. Куда что ли? Тихо-тихо. Опа, есть.
Of course, I was successful, or clearly I wouldn't be talking to you folks here today. Naturally, I removed the last dynamite charge.
Последний заряд.
Well, it was a touching reunion. But by this time, I was thoroughly exhausted and dragging my ass, as I was not a young man anymore.
Так, куда бежать-то? Ясно. А, вот сюда.
Finally, I found those boys. Or more precisely, they found me.
It's crazy. Get curious, me. Get out of here, this damn fruitcake. Catch this, son of a bitch.
Я не вижу ничего. Прятаться. Я не вижу денег. Слишком много как-то. Прятаться негде и как раз перезаряжаться нужно.
Him in the crossfire! He's tearing right through us! Kid Curry asked me.
Переждать.
Let's see if that chicken can fly.
вы берете? Откуда ты взялся?
Kill that SOB! Make him bleed! Send him to perdition!
Finally, I found those boys. Or more precisely, they found me.
Как можно в это, блин, я не понимаю, блин.
These tracers get curry ass me!
Бля, тварюка, прям передо мной сидит пустой. Как ты все? А ты... А кто там?
Let's just do this!
Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, Kid Curry opened up on me with a goddamn Gatling gun. It was hidden in this tunnel and pretty well shielded.
Ёпта, блин. Что-то не видно.
Can't believe you keep missing. That's right. Run!
Luckily, I had located some dynamite.
Опа, вот и пулемет.
I still, however, had my work cut out for me.
Это за деревянной тачкой прятаться такое себе. А, это не то место, видимо, где нужно было прятаться.
Show yourself, you coward! This is the last mistake you'll ever make! You can't beat me! It's not fair!
Так работает.
Get out here!
Да, по чуть-чуть, но работает. Не очень. Как-то нужно в круг забрасывать. Чтобы видеть, что там происходит, конечно, еще. Черт. Или там дерево мешает.
are you, Yella? Damn! You can't beat me!
Немножко хпшки уходят, но очень слабо.
Cocksucker! Move it, boys! Last mistake you'll ever make! It's time to end this. Enough! Time for you to lay down and die!
Он хорошо так попал,
It's not fair!
но недостаточно.
Give me it! This I can kill you!
Gonna put you a new smile.
Я не понял, ты откуда?
Die!
Еще кто-то.
You're gonna bleed.
Через камень мне
You
киркой.
can't hide forever! Damn!
Eventually, I brought that tunnel down. And that's when I met Kid Curry himself. He had decided to stop pussyfooting around and deal with me personally.
Да уже же гранатами закидал, он еще ходит. Тормозил.
As fast as he was,
Еле-еле.
I was just a bit faster. And as he lay wounded, I demanded to know the whereabouts of Roscoe Bob Bryant. He shouted at me. Is that what this is about? Bob went
No,
with
it's
Butch and
not.
Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him.
Что это нахрен такое? Сначала, что ли? А, нет, хоть с этого места.
He shouted at me.
Ну, что
Is
ты
that
не
what this is
хочешь?
about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him.
Ясно.
Those were his last words.
So, Bob Bryant got away?
I knew I'd never find him in South America.
What about the other killer?
Yeah, you kinda glossed over that one.
Well, I found Jim not long after my showdown with Ringo. At the time, he was riding with the James Younger gang. Did I neglect to mention that?
Эпизод 8.
Jesse James? The greatest outlaw who ever lived?
Jesse and his kin rode with Quantrill when he raided Lawrence, Kansas, and killed near 200 people, boy.
I confronted them as they were robbing a train. Bullets were flying at me from every which way. But I knew I'd have to fight my way forward if I was gonna find this Jim. You called down the thunder. You know who we are?
бойня.
That's right. Shoot that stupid son of a...
Now, wait a second. Now, how'd they stop this train in the first place?
Well, the James boys were experts at this.
Опять сначала. Давай. Мохать нельзя. Джесси Джеймс.
They hopped a freight train having heard there was a big payroll in the express safe. So, I hopped the same train.
Самое круто расплох.
The James Younger gang was decimated after that little fiasco they had in Northfield, Minnesota. So Jesse needed more men and took on the killer I was after, along with a host of others. I was hoping to find my man and put a bullet in his head. Climbing around that train, I must have swallowed 100 damn bugs before I
The
reached
James
that...
Younger gang pulled the first train robbery west of the Mississippi.
Sounds like you hold them in high regard.
Everyone knows they were the most famous outlaw gang ever.
And you took them all on by your lonesome. Again. I'm finding this all a little hard to swallow, friend.
Well, maybe you need to wash it down with some whiskey. By the way, did I mention that that train was flying down those tracks like a bat out of hell?
Coming!
I'm gonna blow this damn head off.
Так, вот дальше.
Anyway, excuse me, Ben. Where would I find the gentleman's facilities? Suddenly I have an urgent need to drain my one-eyed snake. Well, I've had more than a few drinks, and I've been sitting here for quite a spell.
Куда идти-то?
Right through there. Let me show you.
Давай, покажи.
I never heard so much malarkey in my life.
You think he's bullshitting us?
You don't think he's Silas Greaves?
I think he's just some old drunk looking for some free liquor.
I don't know, Jack. I think I believe
Ясно,
him.
опять здесь.
You don't think he met Jesse James?
Boy, you gotta be kidding me. That story makes no sense at all.
Jack.
I mean, you gotta be 2 bricks short of a load to believe that cock and bull story.
I don't agree.
Jack, lay off the
But
bar.
you seriously think that tired old man went toe-to-toe with Jesse James?
Well, that's better. Did I mention that this Jim was married to the infamous Belle Starr? Of course, I didn't learn that until later. Anyway, I made my way forward the best I could. Around the sides, over the roof. At some point, some sumbitch saw me and shouted out, "It's the damn Pinkertons!"
It's a damn Pinkerton!
Now, I never worked for that limey cocksucker, but I guess they assumed I was one of his assassins. Those evil bastards firebombed Jesse's mother's house and killed his stepbrother. So it's no wonder each and every asshole on that train wanted me dead.
Everybody's always mistaking you for somebody else, aren't they? Why is that, I wonder?
Don't like to know, Jack. I'm just telling you how I remember it.
Yeah, you know. I bet you are.
Who is up against?
Куда здесь?
With logs and had to come up with a creative way to make my way forward.
Ой, чуть не упал.
Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling
Бронированный
gun.
пулемет.
Yeah, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
Yes, I did. Now, I don't remember how I took it out. It was either a bullet or dynamite.
Ай, хотел... Там были бочки с порохом, можно было. Я так понял, взорвать, чтобы они потом, когда я туда побегу, не взорвали меня.
Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
Yeah, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
Yeah, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
Yes, I did. Now, I don't remember how I took it out.
Тебе нужно
It was either a
пробраться
bullet
ближе.
or dynamite.
Where would you find dynamite?
Does it really matter, Jack? You're messing with the flow of the story here.
Блин, не хочется тут убиться, блин, так не будет, когда мне ограничивают. Шаговые инструкции.
God damn, this takes a while. Oh, my damn ears are banging. We've got company.
Все. Так, а до этого что-нибудь прилетели, наверное, упали.
You can't fight Diddy, gang! You can't hide Shoot that stupid son of a bitch! You don't want to mess with us!
Все.
kill you!
I was looking for Jim and shooting any son of a bitch stupid enough to get in my way. And that included Jesse James himself.
Ну, что выскочил так эффектно. Кого?
You know who we are?
О, одним выстрелом двоих.
Just like kissing me off. What? Die. Stop that.
Ну, как бы их там
There sure were a lot of men determined to die that day.
Kill that pissant!
It was then that Jesse detached the express car from the rest of the damn train. I could see Jesse waiting for me, fixing to kill me so he could get away with all that money.
Там враг.
You had a showdown with Jesse James?
Of course he didn't. Everybody knows that Jesse was killed by Bob Ford.
Yeah. Jesse went out like John Wesley Hardin. Coward shot him in the back of the head.
Guess it doesn't matter how far you run, does it, Ben? Your past always catches up with you.
Огонь.
Yeah, I didn't kill Jesse James. Just wounded him bad enough to convince him to hang up his guns.
What about that Jim fella? What happened to him?
I figure he was up front with a gun to the engineer's head. That bastard slipped away again. I'll tell you how I got him. But first I need to whip. After my showdown with Jesse, I continued to track his brother, Frank, and that son of a bitch Jim.
Потом еще очень долго можно, наверное.
I followed those bastards into the high mountains as they were going to ground.
What mountains would that be?
Somewhere in the Ozarks, I believe. Perfect place to hide out from the authorities.